Hello. Can you tell me a
Hello.
little bit about who you are so our audience knows who you are and just a little snippet about basically who you are? Yeah.
So my name is Tonia. Started on this spiritual journey real heavily on this spiritual journey about a year ago. I saw some videos that you had done on TikTok,
Yeah.
and you just seemed to offer me a way to get down this journey, to get down this road and figure out how this thing works. Because you see a lot of people tell you to repeat these affirmations or do this scripting or do the 555 method, but they don't give you any context beyond that. So at least for me, I was struggling and lost, but you went beyond that.
Yeah.
That's how I got on this spiritual journey. And so much has happened over this past year. But I guess more about me. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a registered nurse by trade and looking to retire from that soon and be full time into the real estate. So that's a little snippet about me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about this because I remember when we first started working together not too long ago. It feels like it was not too long ago, but it's been like almost a year. Yeah, it's been quite some time. But I remember when we first started working together, the real estate investor kind of name tag was like still in progress. And now you're actually able to sit here and freaking talk about it. And that's like how you describe yourself today. How exciting is that?
I know, right? It still seems so far off.
Yeah.
Um, when I said it, that was one of my goals, I believe, when we first started in the 100-day makeover, was to
Yeah.
close on these properties that we had been working on for months.
Yeah.
And we finally did that in September. So I have
Wow.
my first two properties of many.
I'm so excited. Oh my God. Okay. So we got to rewind a little bit because I want everyone to just be able to, no matter where they are in their journey, to be able to pick up something, some sort of wisdom or guidance or reflection of themselves in your words. Of course, I have to ask you, how did you first hear about the law of attraction and manifestation?
That would probably go back to The Secret.
Okay.
I think that was my first exposure to it. And it seemed so far fetched. I was like, what? And to me, it seemed like it was like magic. Like you
Yeah.
say these things, you write these things, you do these things, and then magically you get all the things you're asking for.
Mhm.
And I think that's also what frustrated me, because that's not how it actually works.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you have to do some work,
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
it's not magic. There's actual work involved. So I think that's the disconnect that a lot of people have with the law of attraction.
Yeah. I agree with you. And that's honestly how it was when I first started too, because I think when I first come across it, I heard of this lady's success story about starting her own business and she hit all these milestones and had this amazing transformation. But I think at the time she didn't have enough information on it for me to fully learn the entire way of life and how it went. But I also had so many missing pieces. And I think that's where that like concept of if you just sit and wait and affirm, like it'll happen,
Yes.
that entire perspective comes when you have missing pieces, I think. At least that's how I would feel about it. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it was for me.
Yeah.
It's like it really, people make it seem like it's magic.
Yeah.
Say
Hmm.
these affirmations and this is going to happen. A lot of people do that and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And so they say law of attraction doesn't work.
Yeah. And then it's because they're missing a whole side of context.
A
And that's
whole
what I
lot.
hear about a lot of people who come into my world. They're like, I've heard people say affirmations are important or the subconscious mind is important, but they're like, you're the only person who like actually gave the context about why it works and what actually to do. And that's something that it seems draws a lot of people in. So I'm glad that was something you
Yeah.
highlighted.
And that's what drew me into you,
Yeah.
because you offered some context to go with the affirmations, to go with all the things that you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you saw me on TikTok for the first time and you were like, ooh, like she piqued my interest.
Yes.
So what kind of pushed you to join and start manifesting? And I think and we can even maybe even let the audience know a little bit, like you were in my Discord when I first started just
Yes.
interacting with people in general. That was my first, I think it was my technically my first program, which was like the community, but it was also like personal development. It was a really unique mix. But what got you doing?
So I had seen a few videos of you on TikTok,
Mhm.
and you had, I believe, information about your Discord on there. So I went and started looking at that and saw the things that you offered. And I was compelled to join. So I did. And I'm pretty sure it was like October 2022 was when I first joined the Discord.
Mhm.
And the first month, I really didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then you had reached out and you
Yeah.
said, "Hey, how are things going? Do you have any questions?" And I thought, wow, she's actually interacting with people, because so many times you get into these communities
Yeah.
and the leader, I'll call them, you have no interaction with them. You ask questions, you get lost in the shuffle. They don't, nothing's personalized, and they're definitely not reaching out to you to see how your journey's going.
No.
Excuse me. So I was impressed with that, completely, like, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And once you did that, then I was compelled to get active in the Discord
Yeah.
and get involved in conversations.
Mhm.
Um, from that point on, I was totally like, in every day I was in there doing a worksheet or a meditation, or people would recommend books.
Yeah.
Everything that was in there, I just dove in and
Oh,
would spend hours in that Discord. Just,
wow. Oh my God,
yeah,
my heart.
there was so much information in there. And I
Yeah.
felt like for the first time in my spiritual journey, I was actually making some progress.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I remember the first time you shared something, I literally remember the message, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you said you typed for the first time, I haven't had much time to pop in, or you said something about, I think you were like, I was a little bit shy to pop in, but I'm saying something for the first time. And then you updated us on your progress. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at you go. It's amazing what a genuine interest can open up someone's kind of life to, just to know that someone cares. And again, just like you said, it literally takes a few seconds to reach out and say, how are you doing? Or do you need
Yeah.
help? Do you have questions? Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And you were in there every day answering questions,
Yeah.
like literally.
Yeah.
Anybody that had a question, you were answering it, you were providing. It was just an amazing place for somebody who
Mhm.
was longing for some spiritual growth. Great place to be.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And I even think about the Discord because I know now I've transitioned so many things. And one of the reasons that I transitioned so much was because I had started opening doors for other programs. I think my academy opened at that time. I think it was towards the end of the year. So I opened my academy. And then I think I opened the coaching programs for the first time. It was really like so much was blossoming that I no longer had time to really sit in and do all of the kind of daily interactions that I was doing. So I was like, I really got to reevaluate how I set up things and how I can really pour into people in the most effective way. But it was such an amazing journey. It was such a tight-knit family, and everyone's heart was just really on fire. I love that. Okay. I have tons of questions for you. So you talked about the law of attraction kind of first entering your life with The Secret, right? What was your life like before the law of attraction? What were you experiencing on a day-to-day, emotionally, mentally, in your
Um, I
reality?
mean, to sum it up, I was in survival mode,
Okay.
working, paying bills. There were some points, probably when I was first exposed to The Secret, where I was probably living paycheck to paycheck. I don't even think when I first heard about The Secret or the law of attraction, I was a nurse at that point. I'm pretty sure I wasn't. That was before my nursing career, but it just seemed, like I said, far fetched because
Yeah.
it's magic and
Yeah.
nobody's dropping money out of the sky for you. So I was in survival mode for
Mhm.
years, pretty much most of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I was coming out of it some years ago, but didn't even realize it. So was still just doing the same things I had been doing, working, taking care of things at home, and just doing what we do, and not even realizing I was coming out of survival mode.
Now, I have to interrupt here just because some
Sure.
people might not know what survival mode is. Can you give a little bit of a 101?
Survival mode to me is where you're working, you're doing the things you have to do,
Yeah.
not really the things that you would like to do or that you dream about doing. There's not a lot of freedom in there. You may get your 2 week vacation and maybe you take a trip or
Mhm.
something annually, but it's not really having a lot of freedom and you're not thriving.
Yeah.
You're going to work, maybe to a job that you don't really want to go to because
Mhm.
you're going there because you have bills to pay.
Yeah.
Um, and you're probably not, or at least for me, when I was in survival mode, I was not the happiest version of
Yeah.
myself. You're like, it's competitive, you're trying to get a promotion, or you're working hard, or it's survival mode is just not where we want to be. It doesn't feel great. At least it didn't to me.
Yeah, I think most women honestly feel this. Maybe I feel like they just, a lot of people don't have the term figured out. Like you have the term, I have the term figured out. But I feel like people that's like they know the description of it and they're like, aha. They're probably gonna be like, aha, at this moment. Like, oh, this was what this was.
Yeah.
Wow. So you felt like you were in that mode before the law of
Yes.
attraction, before you
Yes.
discovered it. And then the secret came into your life. And then what was the most shocking thing about the law of attraction? What specifically shocked you the most where you were like, I don't know if I believe this?
When you hear people say, I asked for something big and
Yeah.
they got it, and the universe just gave it to them, and you're like, that's
Mhm.
what makes you think it's magic
Yeah.
because they tell you, oh, I asked for this from the universe and the universe gave it to me. And you're
Yeah.
like, wow, okay. But they don't give you anything from the moment they ask for it until they actually manifest it, all the
Mhm.
steps
That
that
you
go to that. They
see.
leave all that blank. It's like ambiguous. And so you're thinking it's magic.
Yeah. Yeah. That is such a good point. And I love that you bring that up because now, with that context, how has your kind of understanding of the law of attraction evolved now that you understand that there's a whole in between there? What do you think about it now?
It is magical.
Yeah,
It,
it is magical in a
it
way,
is.
right?
It
Yeah.
definitely is.
Yeah.
However, there's a lot of work you have to do from the start of you asking for something or trying to manifest something until you getting it. There's a lot of things that go on in between there. And you're the person who showed me how to get from the start to the finish.
Yeah. And I love to explain this to people like the in between, at least this is how I would describe it. Let me know what your own thoughts are. Don't let my thoughts influence yours at all. But I always describe to people like the in between, right? It's like the focusing on who you want to become. Because if you focus on who you want to become, then the opportunities match you, the people match you, the relationships match you, the money matches you, the everything you're asking the universe for, it's going to fit this new version of you. And that's when you have a lot of things that find you at the right time, at the right place. And I feel like that is the core of what you mentioned, like the hard work in between is how much are you willing to blossom? How much are you willing to become like a whole new version of yourself and have the audacity to actually become her? What do you
Exactly.
think? Yeah.
I agree with that totally. And the hard work is really working on yourself.
Yeah.
It's self love and self care. And I have started a romance with myself. I am so in
Yeah.
love with me. And that's the work I'm speaking of. It's working on you. And that's what I said when I got into that Discord. And every single day I was in there doing the worksheets. I remember you had a course on the limiting beliefs
Yep. Yep.
and
Yep. Yep.
you could do worksheets and meditations. And I dove into that and started working on my limiting beliefs and all of those things. So that's the work I'm speaking about. It's you're becoming a better version of yourself. And
Mhm.
every single day I did something to work towards being a better me.
Oh, my heart is literally jumping. And I tell this to you every time we have a session, or as far as I can remember, it's at least more than once I've said this. It's like the reason that you get such distinguished results in your entire manifestation journey is because of like your one understanding of that. Your willingness to really pour into yourself, become who you know you're meant to become, tap into these different versions of yourself, different possibilities, new levels of who you are. And I feel like what blocks a lot of people sometimes is the attachment to the old self. But when I'm working with you, we're in the present moment in our sessions. And you're like, ooh, wait, that wasn't serving me. Okay, I'm letting it go. And like, it's done. Like, it's just done. And that's an art in a way. And I always to commend you on that. What kind of helps you bring yourself to that point? I feel like there's so many people who need to hear that.
Once you start to feel good,
Yeah.
and you're on a high vibration and in alignment, you don't want to go back to surviving and feeling that way. Yet there's no comparison. So for me, it's whatever I need to do to keep me in a sort of a high vibrational space. I'm going to do that because it feels amazing. So it's about more than manifesting things. It's about how you're feeling for me. And I feel like me becoming a better person is not just for me, it's for the people around me. They're getting a better Tonia. And I think that's great because you'll hear people say that when you say, oh, I'm doing self-care, oh, they think it's selfish.
Yeah.
You know, that you're taking time for yourself. It's really not. It's when I become, like I said, when I become a better me, it's not just for me. It's for all the people around me get the benefit from me being better.
Yeah. From you being the best you. And it literally helps you put like good energy in other people's lives. Because when you're exhausted or when you're, like you said, you have to wake up, you have to do something you don't want to do, which version of you is more likely to be willing to give love to someone else? The version of you who like is able to take bubble baths when you want and like maybe book a trip or wake up at 9 or 10 if you like that is a version of yourself that's far more likely to be able to even have the capacity to pour love into other people. And I feel like a part of the social conditioning is that we're taught the inverted definition of what self-care is, or the inverted definition of what love is, right? We're taught that love is sacrifice of self. And that's a whole other discussion that can lead us down a very different path. But you know what? I love that you brought that up. And I even want, so you mentioned how like the results are from the self-care. Let's talk about your results. Like, what have you manifested that you're proud of?
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
like 3 things that make your cheeks hurt when you smile. And then if you want to add some more in, please add some more in.
So the first thing I manifested, it probably wasn't the first thing. It's the first thing that I knew was from the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew this was a manifestation because I didn't do anything to get it, but ask for it. Like I said, I joined the Discord in October. November, I probably really got busy and started doing the work. And I was like, hey, universe. I want my credit score to be over 800. And at the time it was like 700, which is good. But I wanted it to be exceptional because it had never been that high. And so I was like, hey, universe, I want my credit score to be over 800. I didn't do anything differently. I didn't like make extra payments on credit. I didn't change anything, right? In a month, my credit score was over 800. And I literally screamed. I was like, oh, like, this is, oh my God. Okay. All right. This is real. It really happened. Oh my God. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing, but I couldn't believe it. I was literally like grinning from ear to ear and just, it's so exciting.
Yeah, because the work you were doing, I remember the work in the Discord, and I had you guys do a lot of working through your limiting beliefs and fears and things like that. It just unlocks a different frequency in you. Like it's like, and everything like responds to that. It's like a ripple effect. If you get rid of the limiting beliefs or the fears or switch your money mindset, like literally, Tonia, I've had moments of I switch a thought. I kid you not, I get the right email at the right time. And it so reminds me of your kind of result that you just shared, because it's like something clicks here and then things match it. But the hard part is getting it to click here.
That's the word.
But once you get it to click, it's whoa. Okay, but I'm gonna zip it. Your other result. Let's go.
let me think what else. I feel like there's been so many things. The next thing was we closed on 2 investment properties. It's one property, but it's 2 units. And it took us almost over 9 months to close this deal. Around every corner, there was an issue from the finance company, and they wanted us to, oh, do this, and then we'll close on this date. And we would do it, and then they would throw something else at us. And it was just, there were several times we almost gave up, like, this is crazy. But we hung in there because it was a really great deal. And we hung in there, and we finally closed in September.
Okay.
So that was another big thing that happened for me, which is going to further enable me to continue to thrive and to have more freedom, which is my goal.
Yeah.
The other thing, so let me just say, every year I've asked the universe that I want to work less this year than I did the year before.
Yes.
And so last year I worked 5 months out of the year. This month I've worked 2 months out of the year. I'm thinking the universe has me on track to work 1 or none next year. Is what I'm thinking.
My goodness.
So we'll see how that happens. But that's what I've said. Hey, universe, I want to work less next year. And so those are the big 2. The biggest one so far, though, in July, I just talked to the universe. Hey, universe, and have those conversations. But I said, hey, universe, I'm hearing about all these people having their student loans forgiven. It would be really nice if mine were forgiven too. In August, my student loans were forgiven. I didn't find out when it happened, though. In October, I got an email from FICO that said, oh, you had an account closed. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I haven't closed any accounts. I log in, I'm looking at my credit report, and it said on 2 of the credit bureaus, it said student loan balance 0 and closed. And I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
But the 3rd one was still showing the balance and open. And then I was like, okay, let me log into my student loan account from the servicer and see what's going on there. I couldn't remember my username and password, had to go through all that. I get in there and it says 0 balance and closed. I probably woke up the neighborhood. I screamed so loud. I was like, God. I couldn't sleep that night. My energy was so high. It was amazing. I still didn't believe it, though. When I went to sleep, I was excited, but I still didn't fully believe it. So I got up the next day and I called my student loan servicer and was like, hey, what's going on with my student loan account? It looks like it's closed and the balance. Let me check into that. I'm not showing that here. Let me check into that. So I was like, uh-oh. Well, she checked and she's like, they sent me an email and they're like, yes, your student loans have been forgiven. And then I don't think I've told you this. 2 weeks ago, I got a letter from the president that said your student loans have been forgiven. Yeah. So it's official now.
I was going to say, so it's like sealing the deal, like it's done.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'll just share with everyone that it was over $130,000. So yeah.
Oh my God. Talk about a money frequency activated. What?
Yes.
And Tonia, all of this has happened in 2023 alone. This is not multiple years of like your properties, the forgiveness, like everything. Like in this 1 year. Have you been able to wrap your mind around that? Or do you sit sometimes and think, oh my God, like this all happened in this one chunk of time?
I haven't thought about the timing of it all.
Yeah.
Until you just said it.
Yeah.
It's just, and I didn't think about, sorry.
Bless you. No,
I didn't think about that has all happened as fast as it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. But I know when I told the universe I wanted my student loans to be forgiven, it happened super fast because I said it in July. They had actually been forgiven in August, even though I didn't find out until October.
How insane is that? Literally the month after you asked.
Yes.
What? Now I'm processing this for the first time because I know we talked about, but like Now I'm like, oh my God, like the month after you asked, like not 3 months later, not a year or 3 years, but talk about asking it is given or asking you shall receive. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
How spot on is that?
Yeah. I think
Wow.
that's why I kept, is this for real? I'm not sure I believe you. And mind you, I had to keep looking for proof. I logged into this and I was looking everywhere because I'm like, yeah, I know I asked for it. And I know I spend most of my days feeling aligned, but I didn't know I was that aligned.
Yeah. And speaking of this, actually, it makes me want to ask you, like, when it comes to like doubt or fear, and even in our sessions, I don't think we, or maybe we did a long time ago, but you've grown so much. But maybe you can share with people who would be watching this. What are your thoughts on like doubt and fear? Do they still get in your way? If they do pop up, how do you deal with it? What do you find?
Most of the doubts for me come from other people
Ah,
because
okay.
even people, my loved ones, they're not living the way I'm living on it spiritually
Yeah.
right now, which is fine.
Mhm.
But they don't believe that they see the stuff happening, but they're just like, yeah. So it's not that they're throwing negativity at me, but it's like they make fun of it,
Yeah.
how I'm living my life, which
Mhm.
is fine. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter to me because the proof is over here.
There. It's just freaking there. Yeah.
So, but yeah, you and I talked about it by starting in my day every day anyway in gratitude. I wake up and thank the universe for at least three things.
Mhm.
Before I go to bed, I do the same thing. So I start and end my day with gratitude anyway, which I think starts me on such a great foot
Yeah.
for amazing things to happen. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that is the number one way to stay aligned. And I also think that because you regularly practice that, I think that's why you have this shield of abundance. Because that literally builds up the shield of abundance around you. It keeps you aligned. It keeps you connected to your power. There's so many things that are beautiful that are on the other side of just like really just sitting and saying three things that you're grateful for, or going super far with it if you'd like. But it's so simple, but it's so overlooked. And I also explained this to someone before. We're so conditioned to think that things have to be complex and complicated, that something as simple as gratitude, people are not like willing to just try it, which
Yes.
that also sends me in a whole other loop. But oh my goodness, I love this. So, okay. So, what would you say it's like one of your favorite practices or techniques in manifestation? Maybe you picked it up from the Discord, maybe it's something you do solo. What is one favorite thing that has helped you stay aligned or manifest, whichever direction you want to take it in?
I really like scripting now.
Yeah.
And for people that may not be familiar, it's you writing down the things that you want in the present tense as if you have them already
Mm-hmm.
and how it makes you feel, what you're feeling with them. Because at the end of the day, when we're asking for things, it's really a feeling we're after.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Oh
once you can get lined up with that feeling,
my. Mhm.
it's like your energy has to match.
Yeah.
So once you get that same energy, you're going to attract the things that you
Yeah.
want that are on that energy.
Mhm.
And I remember when I first started this journey, I remember thinking, how in the world am I supposed to know what $100,000 feels like?
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody explain this to me. I don't know what money feels like.
Yeah.
So that was challenging for me initially. I thought, because it's abstract.
Hmm.
So yeah, initially had a hard time trying to wrap my mind around it.
Yeah.
But the magic was when I stopped trying to wrap my mind around it and just
Whoa.
went with the feeling.
Oh my God. Wow. That concept of what you just mentioned touches into the law of detachment. It's like you stop focusing so intensely on the thing itself. Like, how can I get my hands on it? What am I supposed to feel like? What am I supposed to show up as? What are all these things I'm supposed to do so I can get it, right? And then you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna just release and I'm just gonna feel into what I'm being called to feel like. And it brings you there so much faster. I love
Yeah,
that. And it's so
because
funny. Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to say it's me just working on me. It just goes back to that. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what money feels like. So I'm going to go over here and
Yeah.
work on feeling good and feeling the best I can feel every single day. To me,
Yeah.
I think that's the magic.
And I think that your life shows the magic, honestly, because the results are there. Like the feeling came first, and so many different things opened up for you along the way. And the thing is, another amazing thing that happens is like there's this ebb and flow of like when new doors are trying to open, when new manifestations are trying to come, like there's a natural ebb and flow. But if you're able to hold the frequency of the feeling, right, the joy or the peace, the calmness, whatever it may be, that the universe is trying to teach you how to feel consistently, if you can hold that, you will make it through the ebb and flow. The door will open and you would just keep moving on with your goals, which is so amazing. I love that. So your results make me want to ask you, like, how has your entire outlook on your life changed? How much more has this made you believe in better possibilities for yourself? What do you think is possible for yourself now that you see that things that maybe used to seem big for you are already here? So what more do you think is possible?
So I know everybody's probably familiar with the term the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
I used to use that myself.
Yeah.
I'm limitless,
Yeah.
is
Ooh,
how I see myself now. Like
yeah.
I can ask for anything and I can get it as
Yeah.
long as
Mhm.
I vibe with it. If I
Yeah.
can vibe with it, I can have it.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Oh my God. I love that. Wow. Okay. So you're limitless because you really vibe with it. You put yourself in a position to grow, right? What
Mhm.
would you say to someone who is at a space where they're just now starting the law of attraction? What would you recommend to them? Like, what's one piece of advice, like one thing you would say to them in the elevator?
Ooh, wow. Start working on yourself, negative mindset.
Yeah.
Start working on that is like a big one. Like
Yeah.
I know I remember growing up hearing stuff like money doesn't grow on trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that stuff gets in your subconscious
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if everyone knows this, but your subconscious controls 95% of your life.
Yep. Well,
So when that stuff gets in there, you have to address it. You have to deal with it and get that fixed first.
yeah.
So my first piece of advice will be to get to work on that subconscious programming that's in there that you may not even realize is there, but it's there.
Yeah.
Get that fixed.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So what role would you say coaching has had in like that 95% or helping you just even become aware of what's back there and then take the steps to fix it? What would you say to someone who maybe doesn't even know what coaching can do for them?
So coaching is amazing. I would recommend it to anybody who is wants to grow spiritually, but
Yeah.
isn't sure the next step or what to do. The first coaching I did was a 100-day makeover, and that was in a group setting. There were three of us together, and it was cool. I wasn't sure about that at first. I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it was great.
Mhm.
And we worked on a lot of limiting beliefs during those 3 months. Heavy work on that. So I would totally recommend coaching, be it in a group setting, one on one, whatever it is, to get you on that right path. Now, the one on one is my jam
Yeah.
because it's personalized to
Yeah.
what your needs are. And even though I made a lot of progress in the group coaching,
Yeah.
man, like the leaps and bounds I've made in the one-on-one coaching, like
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
truly unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like I went to visit a friend in California, I think it was in August, and she was cooking, I was sitting at her island, and she said, "Are you hearing some kind of music?" And I'm like, "No, why?" And she's, "Because you're over there, like you got this little bop." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I didn't even realize it." So I
Yeah.
started paying attention to that. And I spend a lot of time just, and now I refer to it as my bop.
Yeah. You're about,
I got
we know
my bop.
that. Yeah.
And to me, that's like me on a high vibration,
Yeah.
just in my own little bubble, just happy for no reason.
Yeah.
And it's amazing there. I love it. Yeah, I love that space.
Oh my gosh, that's so helpful. I love this. Okay, so you got your BOP, you did the group programs, you did the one-on-one program. You're like, one-on-one is the vibe. It's really helped you. I also have to admit, I'm a little bit biased. I also love one-on-one a lot more because of literally the same thing, because it's more personalized. Like when I know that we have the freedom to really just sit and speak to each other like one-on-one, like what's going on in your life, and like really have the time to focus on what's going on, what specific solution you need, what specific piece of guidance, advice, wisdom, whatever it may be, whatever that is that you need, we're able to like really connect on that and tailor the entire experience of that day, right? To specifically what you need. That's like exponential growth as well.
Oh
So
my
with
God.
you on that, I'm like totally biased. And I did not know that I would fall in love with one-on-one sessions as much as I have, which is so funny because I really just did not expect that. And that's just also to show you that the universe will, it's always full of surprises. Like
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking back at 2023, what limiting beliefs did you release? And what limiting beliefs would you tell someone like immediately be willing to explore the path of getting rid of these? What are the, you should not be entering this new year with these limiting beliefs? What are those?
Worthiness
Yeah.
was something I really had to work heavily on this year. Um, Down to if somebody would give me a compliment, I couldn't just say thank you. I had to offer an explanation
Yeah.
for why they gave me the compliment. And I didn't even realize, one, I was doing that, and two, that why are you're worthy to receive a compliment. Just say thank you and that's it. You don't have to explain, oh, you just got your hair cut or
Mhm.
anything. Just accept the compliment and keep it moving. But yeah, I worked a lot on the worthiness piece.
Okay.
And I think I also, well, not think, I also had issues with money, with thinking that I see so many other people who manifest lots of money. And
Yeah.
I always thought, oh, that's great for them, but I don't know if it'll happen for me.
Oh, the it won't happen for me, but it can happen for them thing.
Yes, that was big for me this year, and worked on that and had to let that go too, for sure.
Wow. Oh my God. What are some kind of specific, maybe negative thoughts that you even let go that like, this is never entering my mind again?
You mean with referring to,
Anything, just how your daily talk goes. Like the version of you from January, maybe she would have said some limiting beliefs to herself about yourself, right? Like things that hinder your confidence or so that you in December 2023, just you probably wouldn't even think to say that to yourself right now.
for sure, oh, they've been blessed with a lot of money, probably won't happen for me because I don't know how they did that, or I don't
Yeah.
know what kind of energy $100,000 has.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to feel that? I
Mhm.
was probably more logical when I started off the year,
Okay.
than I
Oh,
am
this is
now.
a good one.
Yeah, definitely my logical mind was probably blocking me from a lot of stuff because it didn't make sense to me. I Again, I don't know what it feels like to have $1 million or 100,000. Can somebody explain to me what that feels like? and
Mhm.
nobody can because it's abstract.
Yeah.
So those were the biggest things for me to get rid of, and that I was telling myself,
Yeah.
which probably a few months ago, I think you taught me something that's so simple, but very useful. And I reject that.
Yeah.
I no
Oh, it's so
longer, yeah,
powerful,
yeah,
right?
I reject that. I no longer, I don't see myself that way anymore.
Yeah.
And before I even knew about saying I reject that, which is so simple but so powerful, I was at a casino in Las Vegas. And you remember I told you about this story. And
Yes.
this friend of my sister said to me, I my card wouldn't work to play a slot machine.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I need to go get another card. And she said, don't worry about it. We're all broke anyway. And I turned around so quick and I told her, I said, don't you speak that over my
Mm-mm.
life.
No. Yeah.
Don't say, oh, I was just joking. Don't joke with me like that.
Yeah.
Don't, yeah. So that's when I noticed I was making a turn with the money. It was
Good.
in that moment because I literally thought my head was going to spin around when she said that to me. Oh, no, I was so offended.
Yeah. Honestly, and that's also something that I bring to a lot of people's attention. Like the way you joke about things, like it, like beneath the surface, it's not really a joke. It's not really a joke.
The thing about it is, your
Yeah.
subconscious doesn't know if you're joking or not.
It
It just
doesn't
knows you're
know.
saying it.
Yeah.
And words cast spells.
Yes.
So I let her know real quick, don't you will
Yes.
not be speaking that over me, ma'am. I was mad. I was
Yeah.
mad at her about that. And
Yeah.
she kept apologizing. I'm just like, you know what, don't even talk to me. Just you just go over there with that mentality because I can't.
Yeah. But honestly, I was so proud of you when you shared that with me because like most people like wouldn't even have the capacity to do that. And it's like you are fully convicted in your abundance when you have the ability to stand up for yourself and say, no, like I've completely left that behind. There's nothing about me that resonates with that. I am not a part of that club. That's not a club I'm paying to be in anymore. Like it costs too much to be in that club,
It
right?
does.
It costs too much to have.
Yes.
This is also something that pushed me to really grow as well. And maybe you will also identify with this, but it just costs you too much to have limiting beliefs. Like at some point, I was like, I'm literally not getting any return. I think I just made an Instagram post about this. Like fear and doubt get all of your energy, your attention, and your thoughts, and you get nothing in return. You doubt your finances, you doubt your success, you doubt whatever it is you want to manifest. You don't get any good return on that. So if you really look at how much it's costing you to put your energy into something that's really not, the frequency is not up here, I think everyone would really look at that and be like, oh, if I made an investment chart and say this is what your return on investment is going to be, like
Yeah.
people would like hardcore say no to that.
Yeah.
But it's like in our everyday lives, no one really wakes up to that until your soul is just ready to wake up and say, okay, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's really amazing. Okay. I would love to end with two super awesome questions. Okay. Let's start with question number one. Looking back at 2023, what are the top three lessons that you've learned about your manifesting journey and your specific relationship with the universe that you will just never, ever forget?
Wow. One of them is how powerful words are.
Yeah.
Whether good or bad, words have power. I'm more mindful of what I say, what I think, even down to the kind of music I listen to, movies I watch. Yeah, I'm becoming more careful about the things that are in my environment. That's one of the biggest things. I guess the other one of the other things is just how I don't just how much better it feels to be high vibrational
Yeah.
and to be in alignment. It just feels good. Even if I'm not manifesting anything.
Mhm.
It feels when I am bopping around in
Yep.
my own little bubble,
Yeah.
that feels so amazing. And it's lighter, it's peaceful, it's happy,
Yep.
it's all of those things. And the third thing is that also keeps me motivated to continue on the journey, because I don't want to feel like I felt when I was in survival mode.
Yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
like how that felt.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. These are lessons that I love. I also identify with these in my very own unique way. And I think that those are definitely things that you can't forget. It literally feels so good to feel good from the inside
Yes.
out. And it's a different type of feel good when like it comes from your internal light versus something external. It's a different kind of feel good from I went and I bought a new dress. That's not the same feel good. It's a different
Mm.
feel good from I am like internally at this point. Like it's an internal.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
again, see, that's that abstract thing. Because if somebody
Yeah.
was to say, what does that feel like? What's different between getting the new dress and just being feeling good on the inside? You can't explain it.
It's so
But
hard.
once you get it,
Mhm.
you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love this. Okay. And our last question, what would be your message to someone who is watching us today? What would you tell them about manifestation? What would you tell them about the universe? And what would you tell them about becoming with Lex? So, manifestation, universe, becoming with Lex.
Manifestation is easy once
Yeah.
you get it, once you do the work. You have to do the work first, and that's working on your negative mindset, working on limiting beliefs, working on those things, and every single day working on becoming the best version of you can be every single day. One of the easiest things I said earlier is to start your day with gratitude. Just get up and think of 3 things that you're grateful for, and just that's something easy that you can put into your practice. It doesn't take long. I would start with those things. What I would tell you about the universe is the universe wants to give you everything that you want. It probably wants you to have it more than you want to have it.
Yeah.
You
How
just have to
fun.
line up with it.
Yeah.
And anything that you can line up with energetically, you can have.
Yeah.
The only limit is you. And it's once you get out of competitive mode,
Yeah.
thinking if this person gets this money, I'm not going to get it because there's not enough. That is so
Yep.
not true. There's more than enough for everybody. You have to create what you want. You can create whatever you want. You can have it.
How cool is this? I love this so much. Oh my God.
And
Okay.
what was the last question? I'm sorry, I forgot.
And becoming with Lex, what is one thing you would tell someone who's just now entering my universe and say, this is something you should know?
Oh my, what you should know is what she says and lives is real. I am proof that she took this person who was trying to figure out how to logically manifest stuff and feel a certain way in less than a year with coaching, got me to be able to vibe with the energy of money.
Wow.
And I never thought I would be able to do that. So everything that you've told me that I've done has worked.
Isn't that insane? I
Every single
feel
thing.
like I can't believe hearing you say this. It's so magical, even to me, honestly. Wow.
And it is magical. It's not logical. It's magical, but it's work. So don't think again that you can just say some affirmations and it's going to fall from the sky, because it's not that kind of magic.
Yeah.
It's magic in once you get yourself in that vibration,
Yeah.
then the magic happens.
Yeah.
And it's simple once you get it.
Yeah. It's like unlocking the door. And once you've unlocked the door, you've unlocked the door.
Yes. And it's all on you. It's all on you and what you can create with your mind
Yeah.
and in your heart, how you're feeling. But yeah, it's all on you. That's
Oh,
the magic.
yes.
And I guess I would say the magic is because it's all coming from within you. It's all on you. It's not nothing external
Yeah.
is going to help you manifest anything. It's all
Yeah.
internal.
Mhm.
You doing everything internally is the magic.
Yeah. I was just having a conversation with someone yesterday, actually, And we were talking about how the journey is like awakening something within you that's been sleeping. And that's where the it's all within you piece comes from, because you like have to remember, wait, whoa, wait, I am this powerful. Hold on. What? I've been convinced that I have no control over my life. I can't control my finances. I can't control my relationships. Like I've been conditioned for this. And I forgot that I can ask for it. I can take steps in that direction and it will work out.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We were programmed
Yeah.
to not
Literally.
remember how
Yeah.
powerful we are.
Yeah.
So it's the journey is getting back to that place. And
Yeah.
it's, yeah, once you start realizing it and figuring it out, it's amazing. But I will say you, Lex, have probably 10x'd my progress. It probably 100x'd it really, because because I heard about The Secret like in the 90s. And
Yeah. Yeah.
what progress did I make with it? None. None. So I really probably can't put a number on how much you sped up my progress and my growth, because it's happened in less than a year of the coaching. I was in the Discord, so I came across you October 2022.
Yeah. Wow. It's been over a year since we've known each other. Now
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is a
like
wow.
14 months.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is all the progress that I've made in that amount of time is pretty amazing. When I think about it like that, it's amazing when I had my first exposure to the universe and law of manifestation in
Yeah.
98 or something. I don't know. And
Yeah.
nothing happened because, hey, I said these affirmations, ain't nothing work. What's going on? Where's my stuff? What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. I get up and I still like every once in a while will go in and check my credit report and see if the student loan's still zero.
Because you're like, it feels like a dream sometimes. I had
Yeah.
someone comment because I posted some content from Paris. And I kid you not, like some of those shots, Tonia, I was like, oh my God, like this used to be on my vision board. What the heck is this? And so someone commented and they were like, yeah, something about it being a dream. And I was like, honestly, sometimes it feels that way. And I know when you had your entire manifestation with the forgiveness, that's why you keep checking. Sometimes I have to check too. I tap my boyfriend. I'm like, is he real? Like I tap him. I'm like, this is
Yeah. Some of these things you're like, I can't believe this is amazing.
it's
Yeah.
real.
I keep saying that this is so amazing. Yeah.
Oh
So if
my
ever I'm having like a day or something that something's not going right or whatever, I can just go back and that was amazing. Like the universe really is on your side. The universe has your back. Don't forget it.
God.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, you are so powerful. I'm so grateful that you were willing to shine your light, be your authentic self, say what's on your mind, say what's on your heart, and really just share a message with the world. I feel like we really need more of this. So I really think that, I don't know, I just know your message is going to touch tons of people, and just them hearing your journey, how you started, the fact that you heard about it in the 90s, and then today you're sitting here and really putting it into practice, and it has changed your life so much. And honestly, hearing about the work that's involved, I really feel like that's something that people need to also hear more from, just other people who've walked this journey. So it's not just me saying it, but it's other people who
Right.
have also gone the same path of having the courage to step into what they know that they really want in their life, and actually just, I think I shared this with you. It feels like you're running naked at first, but then it's like everything's okay. Like everything's okay. You realize you have your clothes on, everything's fine. But yes. Oh my God. I'm so grateful for your time.
I
Yeah.
am
Any
grateful for
questions?
you as well.
Yeah.
No, no questions. Something compelled me because people do need to know how great this lifestyle is and can be if you do the work. And for all the people who haven't gotten what you needed out there from books or whatever you've been trying, and you just still feel like there's more, get in here with Lex and she will get you together.
Thank you. I'm just, my heart is expanding right now. I can't put it into words.
You
But
can be as
yes.
happy as I am.
Oh my God. I'm still gonna be processing the fact that you worked 5 months this year. What? You're awesome. Your power it's there. So stay connected to that as always. Like I'm literally meeting with you in 3 days. But we're gonna talk about that. I've also had family members who are like, the law of attraction sounds like a different religion. And I'm like, y'all, this is not a religion. It's just the truth. I'm just trying to help you. And then I was like, but the results speak. I'm like, you guys, you have to look at, I would just give them my own examples. I'm like, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. I was like, those are just not coincidences. Like, how do I write something down and then come on? I was like, come on, you guys. So giving them the results, and I was like, holy Lord. So I just want to commend you for being super strong spiritually, mentally, just staying in your own vibe, having the confidence and worthiness to just know that this is just the way of life, and really sticking to your results, because that's what always confirms things for you whenever other people's voices get loud. It's super inspiring when you stick to your own thing. So maybe people in your family also come around and they're like, okay, let me try this positive mindset thing a little bit. And then they're going to really get deeper into the work.